guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Study with Soumya. I hope you all are well and safe. In this video, we are going to discuss the pseudocodes and coding questions asked in Infosys exam. So make sure to watch the complete video. Also do share this video with your friend. Before proceeding further in the video, do subscribe this channel. Do share this channel guys. Your support is very much needed. So without any delay, let's start the video now. So here's our first question. So this is a pseudocode. So here we have set A equal to 6, B equal to 3, C equal to 2. So these values are provided to A, B and C. Right now there is a condition if B greater than A. What is the value of B? C, right? 3 greater than 6. Condition is true? No, right? And we know in case of N, even if one condition is false, all conditions are going to be false. So right, so now we won't move further in this if condition. We will quickly jump to else part, and in else we have A equal to B plus 1. What is the value of B? 3, right? 3 plus 1 is going to be 4. And then they are asking print A plus B plus C. So what is the value of A? 4. Value of B? 3. And value of C is 2, right? So what is the correct answer? 9. So the correct answer is going to be option B, right? So I hope you understood the question. It was kind of easy one. Here's our next question. So here we have initialize char C, set C equal to A, then printf %d C. So guys, first of all, this is a pseudocode. So don't ever think that we are not using semicolon or any such kind of thing. So this is an error. No, because it is a pseudocode, not a program. So what is happening here? We are initializing a character C, and then we are storing the value of A, character A inside C, and then we are using this %d to print the C. Now we use %d to print integer value. Right now you must be wondering that here we have this character A, then what to print in integer, right? So you must be knowing that small a has a 97 value associated with it. So it is ASCII value of small a. What is the ASCII value of capital A? 65, right? So the correct answer here is going to be option B. Let's see the next question now. So here the question is, what would be the output of the following pseudocode? Integer A, string str1, set str1 equal to goose, string length str1, then print A zor 1. Okay, so what is the length of str1? That is goose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so what is the value of A then? 5. Then what we are doing? We are performing XOR operation of A and 1. Right, so what we have to do for this? You must be knowing the binary form of 5. What is that? 101, right? So 101, and we are XORing it with 1. So in case of XOR, what we have? If the bits are similar, that is 0, 0, we will get 0 in the output. 1, 1, we will get 0 in the output. So here also 1 and 1. If you will XOR this 1 and 1, it is going to be 0. 0, 0 is also 0. And 1 XOR 0 is going to be 1 itself. Right? So what is... okay, so this is the binary value of 4. Right? So what is the correct answer then? Option B. That is 4. You can see the questions are kind of easy, and if you are clear with some basic concepts, just getting the correct answer is not a big deal. Let's see the next question. What would be the output of the following pseudocode? Integer A, B, C, set A equal to 8, B equal to 51, C equal to 2. Okay, so here also we are using the XOR operation. So make sure that you are aware of this sort of operation, that is XOR, OR, NOR, right? I'm expecting that you must be knowing about all of them. Okay, so first here we have C equal to, according to BODMAS rules also, first you have to solve bracket. Okay, so here first we solve A XOR C. What is the value of A? That is 8. Okay, so what is the binary value of 8? It is 1000, right? So now what we will do? 100. Now we are XORing it with C. So what is the binary value of 2? It is 10, right? So 00 is going to be 0, 01 is going to be 1, 000, and 0 1 is going to be 1. Okay, so this is the value of 10, right? So this is the binary value of 10. Now we will do the XOR operation between 10 and this A. What is the value of A? It is again 8, right? Same. So this 1 0 0 0 again 0 0 0 XOR 0 is going to be 0 itself. 0 XOR 1 is going to be 1. 0 XOR 0 is going to be 0, and 1 XOR 1 is going to be 0, because I already told you 1 XOR, okay, when the bits are similar, outcome is going to be 0 itself, right? So we got this one. So this is the binary value of 2, right? So now we have in C 2, okay, in A we have 8, and in B we have B mod 4. Okay, so what they have given, B equal to B mod 4. What is the value of B? 51 mod 4. It is going to be, so if you will divide it by 4, let me show you. 41541. Okay, so we have 3. So in B we have 3. So 8 plus 2 10 plus 3 13. So what is the correct answer? Option A, right? So I hope you understood this question as well. Let's see the next question now. What is the second part of a node in a linked list called that contains the address of the next node, right? So what a linked list looks like. Suppose this is our linked list. Okay, so the first field is known as, or like first part is known as info part or like data, and next one is a pointer. What this pointer does, it points to the next node. Okay, so it is pointing to another node. Okay, and suppose this is our head. So this is head, and if this is our last node, so it will point to null, right? So they are asking that what is the second part of a node in a linked list. So the second part is pointer, right? So the correct answer here is going to be pointer. So here's another question. For which of the following applications can you use hashing to construct a message authentication code? For timestamping, for detecting a cycle in a graph? Choose the correct answer from the options given below. So we know that these what the timestamping and constructing a message authentication code, they both are application of hashing, right? So the correct answer is going to be D, that is only 1 and 2. And for detecting a cycle in a graph, which algorithm do we use? DFS, that is depth first search. Okay, so make sure to be aware of these sort of things or these sort of concepts. You can get questions based on them, right? Let us see the next question now. Okay, so here we have a coding question. So it has been asked in previous year paper of Infosys. So let's read the question first, and then we will implement the same using C++. So the question says, a company is transmitting data to another server. The data is in the form of numbers. To secure the data during transmission, they plan to obtain a security key that will be sent along with the data. The security key is identified as the count of the repeating digits in the data. Write an algorithm to find the security key for the data. The input consists of an integer data representing the data to be transmitted, and in the output we have print an integer representing the security key for the given data. If no data is repeated, it should display -1, right? Okay, so this is our input. A number is given to us and a security key is associated with it, right? And how to calculate the security key? So they have mentioned security key is identified as the count of the repeating digits in the data, right? So what is the count of repeating digits in this number? So you can see 7 is repeating twice, 3 is repeating twice, and 8 is repeating twice. 7, 8 and 3 are repeating. So the count is going to be 3, right? So that's why we are getting 3 in the output, and this is going to be our security key for this particular number. So we have to write the code to count the repetition of digits, that how many digits are repeating in our in a given number, and if no one is repeating, if not any number is repeating, so we have to simply print -1 as if given here. So they have given that if no data is repeated, it should display -1. Okay, so I think the question is pretty easy, and let's see the implementation and approach as well. at the same time. Okay, so let's take the number first. So log int n, we are taking this as input, right? And what next we will do, so we will take an array, let it be a, right? So how many numbers do we have? 0 to 9, that is 10. So this array is of, we will take our number, we will run a while loop while our n is not equal to 0. Suppose we have this array of 10 elements, because we have to store the count of number, that is from 0 to 9, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Okay, so these are the indexes basically, and this is our array. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, like this. Okay, suppose we have this number 3744. So what we will do, we will mod this number by 10, and we will check that, okay, we will mod this number by 10, and we will take our array, that is a of n mod 10 plus plus. So initially what is n mod 10? 4, right? So also we will initialize all these elements by 0. Okay, now we will move to which index? Fourth index. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we will move, and right now currently we are having 0 here, but after incrementing we have 1. Okay, now we'll reduce our number. Now the number is 374. 374 mod 10. Again, modulus operation will give us 4. So we will move to the same index, and now the value is going to be 2. Okay, and the same thing we will do for 3 and 7 as well, which results into the 3 value is going to be 1 and 7 value is also going to be 1. Okay, so this array is keeping the count of the occurrence of each number, right? So basically each digit and the number, right? So this is what it is. So here what we will do, let me initialize it with 0. So currently all the elements, all the indexes, we have 0, and now we will do a of n mod 10 plus plus. So here we are incrementing the count, and also we have to reduce the number, that is n equal to n mod 10, right? So now the array is store the count. So what we will do here, for int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, int c equal to 0, right? So here what we will do, we will check if a of I is greater than 1, that is there is a particular number which has occurred more than 1. So what we will do, we will increment the value of count, right? After coming out of this loop, what we will do, we will check that if c greater than 0, so c out c, else we have to print -1, right? I think we are good to go. So let's run our code, right? Okay, I have written n here, although it should be 10, right? Because we have 10 elements only. So let's run our code. So first we have, okay, let's take a number 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 4, 4, 5, 5, 9, 0. So see how many elements, oh sorry, how many digits are repeating? 8, right? So 8 is repeating, so that is 1. 4 is repeating and 5 is repeating. So that's why we are getting 3. Let's try for another number. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here you can see neither of the digit is repeating in our number, so we are getting -1. Okay, so this was a kind of easy question. Let's see the next. So here's our next question. The question says Secret Message Agency provides message encoding and decoding services for secure data transfer. The first step in decoding includes removal of special characters and the white spaces from the message, as special characters and white spaces do not hold any meaning. Write an algorithm to help the agency find the number of special characters and white spaces in a given message. The input consists of a string message representing the message that needs to be decoded by the agency. Output in the output we have to give print an integer representing the number of special characters and white spaces present in a given message, right? So basically a string is given to us and we have to tell the count of white spaces and special characters, for example at the rate, hashtag, exclamation mark, pointer, like this, right? So here in the given string we have, so at the rate, hashtag, exclamation, and this pointer mark, these are special characters, so the count is 4, so that's why we are getting 4 in the output, right? So let us see the implementation of same using Python. Okay, so let's take the input first. Input, right? So this is our string. Now what we can do, let's make a list special character, special, right? So here we will put all the special character, that is at the rate and modulus and this pointer one, this exclamation one, this dollar one, hashtag, and this caret one, right? So what we will do, so we will run a loop for I in range length of s, right? So here what we will do, let's take a counter variable as well, initialize it with 0. So here we will check, so we have to keep check of two things, that is white spaces and special characters. So we will check that if s of I equal this white spaces, then we have to increment the value of count. Elif s of I in special, okay, so from this list, so then also we have to increment the value of c, right? So now just print the value of c. So let's run our code. So here we have, suppose ABC, then a white space, ampersand this gh. So we are getting 2 because this white space and this modulus operator. Okay, so that's why the count is 2, right? So you can see this was also a pretty simple program. I hope you understood both the programs and the pseudocodes as well. And if you really like the explanation, then guys, please do subscribe this channel, share this channel with your friends. Thank you so much. Bye bye.